guys, welcome back. I'm Maria Brown. I love to make chocolate covered pretzel rods. I like to make a variety of bases and toppings so that there's something for everybody. And let's get started. Okay, so these are the bases that I'm going to be using. I've got bittersweet chocolate. This is Ghirardelli. White chocolate chips and caramel. You can use whatever toppings you want. I took out a few things. Here are mini chocolate chips. These would really look better on the white chocolate base, right? Or maybe if I were doing just caramel, because they'll get lost in the dark chocolate. Same with the shaved chocolate. I've got some coconut. I've got some chopped walnuts. I've got some sprinkles. This is Andre's creme de mint. And here's some white chocolate. I'll probably melt that and drizzle it over some of the chocolate. And then here are some peanuts. You can use whatever you've got and whatever you like. If you've got something else in your cabinet that you would love to have on top of it, go ahead and use it. You can really melt the chocolate in the microwave. I'm going to actually do it on a double boiler. And then after I do it in the double boiler, I'm going to pour it into this container where I can tilt it and dip the chocolate in to swirl it, and that will cover a lot more of the pretzel rod. I don't actually have a double boiler, but I do have this very small pot, and I have another small pot that I'm going to just put on top of it to make a double boiler. It just kind of fits right on top of there, and I'll put the chocolate chips in there and melt those that way. See, that's already melting. It's only been in there for a minute. It's already starting to melt. Let's take a look at the water underneath. Oh, that's a pretty high boil. I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. You just really need a simmer. And what I really like about the double boiler is that it won't burn the chocolate the way you could possibly burn it in the microwave. See how I'm stirring that and those lumps are disappearing? It happens very quickly. It just takes a couple of minutes. And again, with this method, you're not gonna burn it in the microwave. Okay, it's ready. I'm gonna take this off, turn the water off, and I'm going to pour this into the container. Now I've got the chocolate, and I'm just going to take a pretzel rod and I'm going to turn it, dip it, and then I'm going to scrape one side right off. And I want to do that just so I can have it, lay it down without it getting all puddled, too puddled. Okay, next. That's all you do. Look how easy that is. Now, pretend I've done this whole tray. Now you're just going to choose your topping. Let's say we're going to cover this one with sprinkles. So just go ahead and put your sprinkles on. You don't have to put it on the wax paper, or you could if you want to. Just makes it easier cleanup, but you can just do it right on the tray. That's all you do. So simple. Okay, just look at those. Don't they look delicious? That took me all of about 2 minutes to do that whole tray. So this one's got sprinkles, that one's got coconut, and those have creme de mint. Okay, so I just finished another tray. I topped it with walnuts. Pretzels are not typically gluten-free, but they do make gluten-free pretzels. Just look for the words gluten-free. I just put a whole bag of caramel in there, and to that, I'm going to add a half a cup of evaporated milk. Not sweetened and condensed milk, but evaporated milk. The caramel is melting. It needs a little higher heat than the chocolate does. So I'm just going to keep stirring until it's completely melted. Okay, so the caramel's all melted. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to dip it in, give it a twirl, scrape, and I'm going to just see how far this will get me. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. Now these have to dry completely before I can put the chocolate on them. I think I might sprinkle some of these with salt, so it'll be a salted caramel chocolate pretzel. I know there's already salt on the pretzel rod itself. It kind of disappears in the topping, so I think I'll sprinkle a little salt on some of these and see how that comes out. I'm going to let these dry completely, and then I'm going to drizzle the chocolate on. I remember when my kids were babies and I used to heat up bottles for them in water. So I used to heat up the water and then turn it off and put the bottle right into it. That's the same thing I'm going to do here with the chocolate to keep it from getting hard while the caramel is drying. Okay, there's some movement in that water, so I'm going to turn it off and just put my chocolate right in there. The ones on the left, I double dipped them in caramel. I've got a double layer on here, and now I can put the salt, sea salt, right on that. It was a little too late before, it was already too dry. Oh my goodness, that is going to be so good. Okay, now that these have set, I'm just going to take my chocolate and dip a fork in it and just squiggle it back and forth. Look at that. Just put as much chocolate or as little as you want on those. Oh, those look really good. Those are done. Okay, here we go. These with the salt, I think I'm going to leave just like that. These, I think I'm going to put peanuts on. Okay. Maybe I'll do a couple of these. These look pretty. I'm a coconut fan. I know not everybody else is, but I love it. So here's my assortment. I have the chocolate base, the caramel base, the white chocolate base. The little kids always like the colorful sprinkles. This with the sea salt on top is the absolute best. Look at that. I'm just gonna go make more of these. So chocolate dipped pretzel rods at their best. Just go ahead and use whatever kind of chocolate you like. We like dark chocolate, but you might like milk chocolate better. Go ahead and use that. Or maybe you love white chocolate. The white chocolate looks really pretty. And go ahead and try those salted caramel pretzels. They're unbelievable. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you got anything out of it, give me a thumbs up and please be sure to subscribe. And until next time, I'm Maria Brown.